Did everybody see the safety briefing video? Give me a thumbs up if you saw that. Alright, any questions about anything before we take off? There are briefing cards in your seat back pockets right here. Everything in the briefing is on these briefing cards. There are air sickness bags in these pockets too. If you're not feeling well, grab a bag. I gotta talk to the tower right now, so the microphones are gonna be off for the first 5 minutes of the flight, and I'll turn these back on as soon as we leave the airspace in about 6 minutes. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight.
And so are we, dreams come true in blue Hawaii, and mine could all come true this magic night of nights with you. Come on. Come on. Alright, alright. Come on. Get on this love machine. Get on. Get on. Get on this love machine. Get on. Get on. You know where we're coming from. You know where we're going to. Weightlessness, no gravity. It's not often we make rendezvous. And watching out for asteroid belts. Got to make our presence felt. There ain't no night, there is no day in this galaxy far, far away. Get on this love machine. Get on. Get on. Get on this love machine. Get on. Get on.
Just be a couple more minutes and we'll be able to start the tour. You ever wonder why gasoline is so expensive in Hawaii? That's how they get it here. From between the islands right here, this barge. That's one reason why.
You hear them when you try to fall asleep. They crash to the shore. They come from the deep. As sure as the sun will rise, the sun will set. You taste the salt, the closer you get. Waves picking you up, pushing you down. They're always around. Waves, just like a dream, silver and green. We live in between. They can carry you all the way to me. They can pull you out to the deep blue sea. Always, they're always. Empires will crumble to the sand. All that you love can slip through your hand. But you must face the ocean once again. Follow the tides wherever you've been. Waves picking you up, pushing you down. They're always around. Waves, just like a dream, silver and green. We live in between. They can carry you all the way to me. They can pull you out to the deep blue sea.
Alright, back with you now. We're outside the airspace. I turned your microphones back on. Feel free to use those through the flight. This is your tour. I was going to try to get us a good angle on this rainbow here. Usually we're standing on the ground looking up at a rainbow, and that means you only really get to see half of it. if we can get the right angle on this, which I'm not sure if the sun's going to cooperate or not, you might be able to see the whole rainbow, which is actually a 360-degree arc. So I'm going to try to hook that up for you. If we can't do it here, we'll probably have some more opportunities through the flight because you got lots of these patchy cells that are moving through.
Waves picking you up, pushing you down, they're always around. Waves, just like a dream, silver and green, we live in between.
There's a rainbow in the sky all the time. Don't be blind.
Here we go. We can probably get a window here where we're going to see this whole arc here.
That is amazing.
That's why there's no pot of gold at the end of a rainbow. It's actually a circle. Just leprechaun propaganda.
Don't be blind.
Said you, I'm living in my
That's so cool.
Now we can just keep flying towards it. We'll never go through it. If we did, we might go back in time or something, like a wormhole in space.
The material world means so much to you. Just can't get what I'm telling you.
There's a rainbow in the sky all the time. Don't be blind. Don't be blind. There's a rainbow in the sky all the time. Don't be blind.
Nice work coordinating the music as well.
Gotta entertain myself. I'm out here all day doing this.
Yeah, I kind of wondered when the rainbow song came on.
All right, this is Kahakaloa off to our left here. King Kahakili was the ruler of Maui back in the late 1700s. He was 7 feet tall, 300 pounds. He had the whole right side of his body tattooed. No tattoos on the left side, what they call a split warrior in ancient Hawaii. He was a cliff diver. He liked to cliff dive off the point that sticks out off of Kahakaloa right there. He was known to cliff dive off that point from as high as 75 feet into what looks to me like really rough, rocky, shallow water. He was an expert cliff diver. He would make his warriors cliff dive off of this rock to prove their bravery to him. And together, Kahakili and his warriors would conquer almost all of the Hawaiian Islands. They never quite conquered the big island of Hawaii, though. Kahakili managed to have a son on that island. Actually, it was his son who conquered all the islands in the year 1810. His name was King Kamehameha. He would become the most significant historical figure in Hawaiian history. We even celebrate his birthday every June 11th, a state holiday, Kamehameha Day. All right, I'm also kind of stalling a little bit. I was going to let these showers move through so we have a nice clear shot to Molokai. And you can see they're starting to thin out a little bit here. So we're going to be about 12 miles from Molokai right now. That seems like a long way, but in the helicopter it's really not. Once we get up to cruising speed here, we'll be doing about 140 miles an hour. And we'll be at Molokai here in just a few minutes. It is whale season. They've been a little late getting down here this year. They're really not down here in full force right now. And the ones I've seen in the past week have been kind of lethargic and not very active and not doing a lot of breaching. We had a whale expert come and speak with the pilots a couple of weeks ago, and his name is Ed Lyman. And that's all he does is study this population of whales. He goes back and forth to Alaska. And he says when they can't get enough food to fatten up for the trip down here, a lot of times they just won't make the trip, or else they'll have to wait until they can gain enough weight to make the trip. So that could be one reason why they're a little late. And you know, last year was a little bit like this too. This seems like a little bit later than last year, but doesn't mean we won't see any whales. I still see them out there, just not performing for us like they do sometimes.
We saw some yesterday when we were on a boat.
Were they breaching and performing, or were they kind of just coming to the surface and spouting? And then, yeah, that's the way it was all day yesterday, pretty much. All right, I need to make a couple of quick radio calls here while we cross the channel. Let me do that, and I'll be right back with you, tell you all about the island of Molokai.